Hey everybody, how's it going? This is your boy ExtrmWill with Extreme Tech. I think I just covered in the last one. It's not the name of the channel. I'm gonna get this down here. That's the old channel. Um, but I've been on this channel for a while, so whatever. Who cares? I'm ExtrmWill, and this is my tech channel. Um, I'm gonna highly recommend to really understand Warthog. Go watch these two videos that Rabid did. In the Google search, I think I searched Rabid Mining Warthog, the first one from 2 weeks ago, crypto mining profits soaring, how to mine Warthog. In this video, he really breaks all of this down so much better than I ever could, how to actually set everything up and what to do. So, I mean, that was really what I did for my basis for how I did all that. So I'd highly recommend that. And then the second one, understanding Warthog and how to easily match GPUs to the proper CPU. I mean, he really breaks it down really well in there too. Amazing content. If you've already watched those though and you want to see what I'm doing on Warthog, I'm going to show you this a little bit differently and show you kind of what I'm seeing in my research for all this. So the first thing we're going to look at here, the price action on Warthog. So obviously, like, it was doing really good and then it started to come down and it's going back up again. It's really difficult to mine. So I don't think you're going to see this thing where there's going to be like, oh, there's a whole huge influx of hash coming onto the network. Getting a huge influx onto the network, like a real big, is very difficult to get stuff that actually really works well. So I feel pretty confident about the pricing on this and the direction it's going. Disclaimer: this is not legal or financial advice, but I like the price action in this, and it really makes me want to mine it. The price is going the right direction. It came down a little bit, and it's not just constantly going down. It is going back up. This is the 7-day chart. So 7 days back here is when everyone really started wanting to get into it. And then this is now everyone flooding the network with hash rate and it not making a difference because the price is going back up again. It's difficult to mine. So we're going to get into it here. Let's see. What is the next slide? I should have put more attention into this. So the next one, we're going to go into my rig I have on it right now. I just switched this over. I fully installed BZ miner and this LOL miner GUI, and then I put hardware info 64 on here so I could get the temperature. I've tried running this on Hive OS and on Windows. Since I already have Windows on everything, on all my salad rigs, it makes more sense if I'm going to try to run Warthog that I just run it on Windows. I tried doing this through Hive OS. I tried so hard to do this on Hive OS. So hard. And I just kept running into little stupid problems and errors with Hive OS. I had one day, this is almost a full 24 hours, it would not let me flash a new instance of Hive OS. I don't know what it was. It just wouldn't let me flash the new one. I tried flashing 5 different versions of it. It wouldn't let me. I eventually had to pull one of my sticks. I have one stick here currently active from, it was still plugged into an octo miner upstairs that's empty. I had to pull that stick out in order to get into Hive OS. I didn't see an actual real advantage for being on Hive OS as opposed to running it in Windows. I'd rather be running it in Hive OS, but I wasn't seeing the real advantage there. I didn't see the benefit in the electric. I just didn't see it at all. So I'm running it in Windows. I think it's fine this way. The one thing I could say that was a little bit better that I did have to pull hardware info up for is I don't have a running temperature here anywhere on my CPU. So I did have that in Hive OS. So Hive OS does win there. But Hive OS, if you're running more than 2 machines, you have to pay Hive OS a fee. So I didn't see a real reason to pay for the extra monitoring in that, because we can go to the in here in the pool and scroll down in the pool. You can monitor everything just fine in the pool. I had this other machine doing it earlier today. It says 15 hours ago. I had it doing earlier today before I went to work, but when I came back, it was on a salad job, so I couldn't use that one. So let's come back to the machine. I'm trying to do my best to break this down, kind of what I'm seeing and what I know. It's not doing amazing for me, I can tell you that. And it's because I'm using an old CPU. This is on a Ryzen 5 3600 6-core CPU. So this is 100% bound right now by the CPU for sure. I've got to use the equipment I have, so I'm trying to go through my machines to see if any of the equipment I have will really work for this well. The real answer to this is I need to go buy a $500 CPU and a $200 motherboard, and then DDR5 RAM. So I need to spend $700 to get this machine to doing what it's supposed to be doing, which the money's not quite there yet really for me to want to do it. But going forward to build a new machine, I think that's kind of what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to look into getting the much newer, better equipment to be running this on. Now, the bright side, I think that the brand new $500 Ryzen CPU can barely max out this 3060 Ti. So your graphics cards are fine. The real problem in the bottleneck here is 100% going to be your CPU. So even when I tried running this with my my 20-core Intel Xeon chip, I tried running with the 4090. Instead of doing this 245 number here, it was doing like 700 in the program, saying it was like 250 watts. I didn't catch what the actual wattage was at the wall, but I did check with my 12-core Xeon with the RTX 4070 Ti. That was pulling... Where's this going to go? Over here? Okay. Pictures... I want to say that was doing... Oh, what are all these pictures from? I should have deleted these old pictures out that I'm not using anymore. I want to say it was saying I was doing 100 watts in the program, but I was doing... Oh my goodness, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember which one of those is which one of those is what's. I have old pictures. Did I... You know what? I bet you if I look through my phone, I can figure it out that way. How do I get to pictures in my phone? So it was saying... I didn't send the picture to there. That's why it's not in there. So it was saying it was doing 100 watts in the program, but at the wall, I was actually pulling 237 watts. So I assumed it was about 100, but it's actually way more than 100. Because if we look... That's the one I just sent. This is the one I just sent, right? Yeah. Yeah. We're not there yet. Maybe we can't be there. Sure. I'll just throw it out here anyways. So this is saying right now that it's at... This is saying right now it's at 74 watts in here, but it's actually at 174 watts. So because the CPU isn't that strong, the CPU is only adding another 100 watts in here. I did not see that, noticing it, bring it up in Hive. But in Hive, I think it was still misreporting. I thought Hive was supposed to give you the total amount, but I don't think it's giving me the total amount at all. There are probably better overclocks than you can get to. The overclocks I'm using on here, essentially you can start with the overclocks for Pyrin. So if you come into hashrate.no, the GPU, we're on a 3060 Ti, and I clicked on Pyrin. Where does it say Pyrin on here? Mining with Pyrin. And then I just took the overclocks right here they have for Pyrin. So the core clock was 1500, the C off is 150, and the... Let's see, 150, and the... 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 150, and Memory overclock is 810 for what I'm using specifically in here. So we can see I have that in here. I've never used this thing before either. I just downloaded this. You have to download the lolminer GUI. I'll leave this down below. You download the whole miner, and then it's just one of the things in there is the lolminer GUI. This thing was really cool. I've never seen this before. I was watching Rabid. He had this up on the screen. I'm like, what is that? So I went and I downloaded. You have to download the whole lolminer to get this out. This works on whatever you're running. So it's just kind of like a filler in for MSI Afterburner. It's just kind of an easier way to do it. And it worked really, really well. MSI Afterburner, I know, will randomly shut off on you, so you have to pay a lot of attention to it. So I'm not a big fan necessarily of it. It works, but not as well as you'd like. I think this works a lot more solidly. So pretty nifty. I will put a link down below for the BZ miner download and the lolminer download to get the GUI. And then I also used hardware info to make sure I'm properly tracking my temperatures on everything. And this looks like, I don't know what these are, but this is overheating really bad. What is that? I don't know right offhand what the auxiliary tin 1 and auxiliary tin 2 are. Why don't you tell me what that is? I don't know. The motherboard in general is good. I'm not sure what those are, so I don't know if that is massively overheating. The CPU temperature looks good. It looks like it's staying plenty cold. I was worried the CPU was going to get massively overheated, but it doesn't look like it is. It looks like the CPU temperature is holding good. GPU temperature is fine. But if we look in here, try to break some of this down. So the GPU 3060 Ti, this is just telling you how many total gigabytes it has and how many total gigabytes it's using. It's not really using a lot of the RAM. The RAM, this is your system RAM, not the RAM from that. Let's see, does it use about the same amount of RAM on both, probably? Yeah, I don't think it really uses a ton of RAM. Gets in some more numbers here. Your power. So we've already covered this power in here. This isn't your actual power. Your power at the wall, depending on your CPU, is probably like another 100 watts. But if you have like a real beefy CPU like you probably need, you can check your CPU on that. So it's pulling about another 100 watts, because I think we're at 170 total. We get in here to the numbers. Let's see, I don't know if these ones necessarily matter as much. Your efficiency number is probably really important if you're trying to tune for that. The pool is what it's actually recording in here at the pool. Let's refresh this and see if this is going to give me a better number here at the pool. So right now at the pool it says I'm doing 217, which up here we go, 217. Says that's about 0.88 Warthog a day. It's 46 cents. And we come down here, it says I should be making about 46 cents. So we will get back into checking that out in a minute. Your pool hash rate is what it's reporting. Your Janus hash rate, that's what you're actually hashing. If we get into these next things, I don't necessarily know what these are. Difficulty, I don't think the difficulty is you. I think that's the network. Your latency, sequability, I don't really know. Your verse hash rate, that's what the CPU is doing. And your SHA verse, then that's what your GPU is doing. So they have to be about the same. If your GPU is doing too much more than your CPU is, the whole thing crashes out and doesn't do anything. So you can check to see what your GPU can actually do. It's what the newer video from Rabid is doing, where he goes through to show exactly like how you figure out if your pairing is actually good or not. So I already know for a fact that this is CPU bound. The GPU I think can actually do like 500 mega hash. So I'm thinking right here my Ryzen 5 3600 6 core can only do 10. So it is limiting my 3060 Ti by a factor of 50. So this is not a good pairing. This is a very bad pairing. As I said already, the ways to go through and to do this, you need to get a much bigger, better, beefier CPU. So I may need to look into possibly getting Epic CPUs or getting Ryzen CPUs. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be too expensive. I'm not going to do it right now. But if through some of this other stuff I can start making money or come into a little bit more money, upgrading to getting past 30 machines, I will probably be looking a lot heavier into spending more money once I make some. So, yeah. So that covers pretty much all those numbers. Power ratings, I've already discussed here the power ratings with the... Where is the picture? Is that the picture? Yeah. So at the wall, I'm actually doing 170. So let's see in here. I am crypto miner at heart, so I calculate this out. So right now, I am actually doing 61 cents in electricity on this machine to make, can I remember? 44 cents. Oh, not profitable. Not profitable at all. Ugh, so I'm losing... Let's pull the calculator out. I should be able to do this in my head, but I am getting too tired and exhausted. So it's 61 cents minus 44 cents. Oops, no. So I'm actually losing 17 cents a day right now on this. So this is a lot of what I've seen with Warthog so far. It looks cool. It's nice. I really like it. I like the project. It is really hard to mine. This is not going to be a good combo. As I said earlier, I think if I would pair this up with like a 1660 or 1660 Ti or Super or a Ryzen, like a 5800 or 4600, I don't even know. I don't remember what the old ones are. They're really old. So I match this up with like a 10-year-old one. It might actually be pretty decent then. Well, I mean, still not going to be decent. It's still going to be doing something real low, but I think it'd be more cost. I think it might be more cost effective. I think you might be able to get stuff worked out better that way. I mean, with the real older equipment, this doesn't like it. It wants the brand new, state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line Ryzen and a GPU. I think it actually wants a Ryzen GPU, too. I think it would prefer a Ryzen GPU over the nivdea GPU. I don't know for sure. That's what I've heard. I can't test any of that because I don't have any. This is my third test that I've done so far. Third test that I've done. The 4090 with the 20 core looked like it might have been decent, but not really decent enough to want to be pulling it off. Kind of what I saw too with the 4070 Ti with the 12 core Xeon. Just not quite making enough to make sense. I'd rather be calculating in salad right now, but I think there is definitely a lot of money that can be made in this with Warthog if you have the better CPUs. I think it'd really be worth looking into and trying to figure out. Project looks amazing. The money on this is I think the coin is going to appreciate. This is one where I don't think it would be the worst thing to be mining this right now at even. I don't think I'd want to mine it at a loss, but it might not be the worst thing to be mining and just sitting on and seeing what it turns into for an investment. I think it looks like a pretty good, decent coin, but, you know, what do I know? I have a bunch of old junk hardware, so... But anyways, too, I'm going to leave the links down below for Rabid's videos. I think he does a really good job breaking down how to install everything and how to get the overclock set up and how to do everything. And his videos are amazing and way better than mine. So I'll put the links down below for both of those, too. And, yeah, price looks good. I'm going to wind up turning this off. I'm going to go pull the power meter off of it. And I'm going to put this back on salad. And I'm going to keep continuing to look to see how this goes. I'm going to make another machine. Parts were already ordered. They're all going to be here. I'm not going to send anything back I already ordered. So, all the parts should be here in like 2 days. So I'm going to try to run an RTX 3070 with a 20-core Xeon, 40 threads, on an X99 motherboard, and I want to see what that does on Warthog. So I'll have that video up in a couple of days. I gotta get everything, build the computer, and then try it and see what it does, or if it does. So, but I think I want to say I'm feeling a little optimistic about that, probably for no real reason. I probably shouldn't be, but I want to see what that does. Really, really curious. I'm really curious about this whole everything with Warthog. This fascinates me very much. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, I haven't been able to find a way for me to profitably be doing it yet. But it may be Machine 31 may be built specifically then for Warthog in mind. And then I may look at converting other machines over or something, or figuring something out. So we'll see. But yeah, I like this in general. I do plan to make more stuff on this with everything. I want to get the measurement in here with what it has at the wall, because I think what it has at the wall is way more important than what it's telling me in here. But if we go back and look on this one, does this have it without the overclocks in it at all? No. I wonder if I take the overclocks out here real quick. Let's reset GPU. Apply overclocks. Apply overclocks. Okay. Where is it at here? Let's see if we can see. So now, yeah, it's up to 200 watts here now with no overclocks. So, I mean, the overclocks are definitely huge. Yeah, let's get one more and then I'm going to shut it down. Ugh, yeah, 200 watts. Ugh, no overclocks. Yeah, it's brutal, because then that's probably pulling 300 watts at the wall. So, that's it. I will probably get more content out. It'll be a lot faster in the next ones that I do in my tests. But we'll cover some of the same information, but not as in much depth. I'll cover what it says it's making in here and what I'm getting, and is it profitable? Yeah. I have a couple other machines. Oh man. I have a couple other machines that might have a decent shot at this if we go higher up the list. My AMD Threadripper 1950X 16 core. I think that could be decent. I do have a somewhat newer AMD Ryzen. That's 12 core, 24 threads. I think it's a Ryzen 7. It's either Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9. Honestly, I can't remember. But that one might do decent on this too. So I got a couple other machines I do want to check and see. So we'll get more of those coming out. So if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, come on back, and I'll get more Warthog videos out later. Peace.